And we are back. And we just finished watching 1933's The Invisible Man. This is not rated. It says approved, whatever that means. And it clocks in at 1 hour and 11 minutes. This was directed by James Whale, with writing credits to H.G. Wells, R.C. Sherriff, and Preston Sturges, uncredited. This is the story of Dr. Jack Griffin, played magnificently by Claude Rains, who does most of the acting with just his voice.
Yeah, and it's his first speaking role.
Yeah.
Prior to this, he was only in a silent movie.
Amazing. He was just bananas in this. Bananas.
Oh, he's awesome. He just goes full-blown murderous, homicidal, psychotic.
and it's just fantastic.
Yeah, just the way he says everything. The power!
Just such disdain. Fun fact, I thought I saw her name somewhere, but the woman who plays Flora, Gloria Stuart, is the older woman at the beginning of Titanic.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That old bagger throws the gem into the ocean?
Easy, yes.
that old bag.
How dare you?
Those people, that was like, I don't remember much about Titanic, but that was like the whole purpose of them searching for the boat was to get that stupid gem.
Right, and she had
it the entire time, and then she just chucks it into the water. Bill Paxton should have just knocked her block off.
Oh, he didn't know. He didn't know.
Funny if he was like standing behind her when he did it, and he's just like, "You old bag."
This story has been done so many times, but I think nothing is as magnificent as Claude Rains.
Yeah, this is just fun. I mean, as far as like the old monster movies go, this is like probably one of the better ones. The old Universal model. Like if you watch Dracula now, you're like, you get up to that ending and you're just like, what the hell? He gets killed off screen. It's so anticlimactic.
Although The Invisible Man just recently with Elizabeth Moss was pretty good, but they really leaned into the horror in that one.
Yeah, and that was way different. That was,
it was like
it was more like stalker,
abuse.
boyfriend, domestic abuse sort of thing.
This is completely different. This is just batshittery.
This is the classic mad scientist, science gone amok. The thing that makes him invisible also makes him completely psychotic.
Yeah. I'm going to go around the table and get impressions. I'm going to start with you, Olive June. What did you think of the film?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah? It was nice and short, right? It was only an hour and, 11
minutes?
Something like that.
Was this good for a black and white movie? I know you have a real bias against black and white movies.
Yeah, I guess it was good.
Yeah? Does it change your opinion about black and white movies at all?
Absolutely not.
She still hates the old stuff. All right, fair enough.
The old stuff is boring. And
was this boring?
Most of it is.
Really?
No, like most black and white movies.
Oh, but
she's just a hater.
Olivia
likes arguing.
Yeah.
But just this movie, was this movie boring at all?
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
I thought that it was like going from the beginning. I mean, he was already invisible when the film began.
Yeah, and already crazy.
Yeah. There was maybe about like 15 minutes where you think he's just menacing and not crazy, but then that scene where all the cop busts in, he's just like, you want to see? I'll show
them
you
a lesson.
Yeah.
He's insane.
Indeed. Did you have a favorite scene? This is almost 100 years old.
When he finally dies.
That was your favorite scene? All right. Did you have a favorite character?
Because it's funny, because like he turns back and like you can see he turns into kind of like a skeleton.
Yeah.
Which looks funny.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I thought it was
you're
a skeleton
talking about
for
when
a
he's
second.
dying. Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant when he got shot down.
No.
Did
That was
you
a bit anticlimactic, actually.
Did you have a favorite character, Olive G?
I thought he would like I thought he'd like die in like a big bloody explosion during like a fantastic fight scene.
Much like White Heat, that would have been amazing if he had gone out
the big bang.
With a big bang, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is like before that. Well, this is actually way before that. Like, I'm sure in the more modern takes of The Invisible Man, the endings are more
fantastic,
bloody and fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I never saw the one with Kevin Bacon.
Oh, that's right. He did one too.
So, and I don't really remember the ending of the Elizabeth Moss one. I heard. I mean, I don't think I ever actually sat through that whole thing. I saw pieces of it.
Yeah, I saw pieces of it too. But I mean,
I heard it was good.
Yeah, from what I saw, it was interesting and tense. But I guess I wasn't. You know what? I don't think I was invested because I hadn't caught it from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably put that on the list too. G, what did you think of this film?
I thought it was good.
Yeah, what'd you like about it?
I liked Griffin. I thought he was funny.
Yeah.
And I didn't like when he got shot down.
Aw.
You wanted him to continue his murderous rampage?
I guess.
I mean, he killed a whole trainload of people.
For no reason at all.
Yeah.
He just was like, I just want to kill.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Why would the train... I think I asked this question. Why did the train have that option? Like,
To just go down the embankment? Nobody
Well,
knows.
no, I
Enemy
think
trains,
I think
Grace.
what happened is there was a train parked on the bridge, and the other train was going to go past it on the other track, and then he switched the track so it went and hit the train that was on the bridge, and that made it fall off the bridge. Like,
oh, that makes a lot more sense.
So-
I thought that there was just like if you switched tracks, the train would just drive off.
I think it was just
and
hard to see the
everyone would
parked
die.
train because it was like it
But
was
the
at
train
nighttime.
that goes down is the
Yeah.
one full of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he killed what? He killed like 100 people on that thing.
Yeah.
At least.
At least.
Didn't they say like he killed all the country guys that were looking for him?
Yeah, he was killing all the people doing the searching for him.
Poor guy.
He just throws him off the cliff when the other guy comes, hey, what's going on? And he gets thrown off too. Singing and dancing a jig while he does it.
On his murder spree.
Yeah.
My goodness. And the way he just told Kemp that he was coming for him.
Yeah. I love that part. He's like, at 10 o'clock tomorrow, I'm going to kill you.
That was great. I didn't like him. Imagine being
didn't like
someone.
Kemp?
No.
Why?
He sold him out.
I mean, but in Kemp's defense, Griffin was crazy.
Yeah, but
Griffin
if
hadn't
him-
killed anybody at
called
that
the
point,
police.
though.
That's true. He hadn't. But he went on some crazy murder spree by the time 10 o'clock rolled
Yeah, by the time
around.
10 o'clock rolled around, he had killed over 100 people.
Yeah.
It's also about like true honesty because Kemp was like, "Oh, I'll be your partner," and then he calls the cops on him.
And he was also trying to muscle in on his girl.
Yeah. That's true too. Yeah.
Kemp
me-
deserved to die.
Let me tell you how I feel about you.
She's like, no,
she's
stop.
like distraught over her boyfriend, and he's like, screw him.
I
was a
like the
rat.
scene where Griffin was describing how Kemp would die.
That's my favorite.
So
That's
he
my
sounded
favorite
so
too.
happy, like he was like, and then you'll do a somersault.
That was amazing.
You'll have a real thrill for a couple of 1,000 yards, and then you'll hit a rock. Do a somersault. Both your arms will break.
His voice is just magnificent.
Yeah.
It's just so crazed and demented and just fabulous.
He just has a great voice. I mean,
Yeah.
even in like Casablanca,
Yeah.
when he's delivering all those
Crazy,
smarmy lines.
Yeah.
You know, round up the usual suspects.
There's gambling in here. I'm
There's gambling,
shocked.
I'm shocked.
Olive, if you had the power to be invisible, what would you do? Throw
Rob
it
a
in.
bank.
What about you, G? What would you do if you had the power of invisibility?
I don't know. I don't really need it.
Interesting. You don't want to overhear people?
I don't care.
I mean,
No?
Gracie's right. You don't really need the power. The power of invisibility sucks.
I don't
I mean,
know.
I'm not saying
Especially
it
you have to be
sucks.
naked the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that also the
In
fact
winter.
that is really like I don't like that. So
I don't like
yeah, that'd just be like even if nobody could see me, I'd be so paranoid that they could that I just never use it. So
Yeah.
I just would never use it.
Like, what if it wears off? You're like, all right, I finally bring up the nerve. I'm gonna go rob that bank, and you just run out to the bank, and as you're like jumping over the counter, it's just like nude guy at the bank.
Well, he was working on this project for 5 years, so he had perfected it to the point where he couldn't.
You never
turn
know.
Back, so he
I
needed a
mean,
new
one-
antidote to turn
one,
back to visible.
One miscalculation in the level of ingredients, and suddenly you're Florida man.
All right, no, fair enough, fair enough.
The
What would
hell's
you-
Florida man?
Just look up Florida man. Generally,
Yeah.
he's naked and doing something.
Oh, I remember actually.
What would you do with the power of invisibility?
I don't know. I really don't.
Looking for something like similar
I'm-
to that, I think time, like the ability to stop time, would be better.
Better than being invisible, stopping
Yeah.
time. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, like unless I was like criminally minded, being invisible doesn't really help me because, I don't really want to. You think, I'd rob a bank. Would I? Is that I don't want to rob anybody. I don't want to steal people's money.
Yeah.
I could be the ultimate assassin. I don't want to kill anybody. What else? I could listen to people's conversations. I don't care.
Exactly.
You know what?
Knowledge is power.
I could be the world's greatest private detective. There you go. So I'd be spying on people that deserve to be spied on.
All right, fair enough.
Mm-hmm. But being nude would be kind of a drag.
Real drag.
You could be the world's greatest spy.
Yeah, but I'd still be nude the whole time.
Yeah, there's enough protection.
Yeah, walking barefoot outside.
Yeah.
It's gotta suck.
Yeah, no.
Well, there was that one scene where he's just walking down the lane in trousers, which is hilarious.
He was skipping.
He was skipping. That's right.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt
And
your
was
feet.
so happy.
Back then, roads were just like gravel and sticks.
We just saw modern times, and the gamine in that is
Yeah,
always
she's barefoot the entire time. Yeah.
Well, most of it. When she becomes like that successful dance hall
Bottom
dancer,
of her feet must have looked like elephant skin or something.
I didn't get your impressions. What did you think of the film?
I love this film. I've loved this since I was a kid.
Yeah,
especially for the scene that Olive mentioned where he describes
how Kemp's gonna die.
That to me, that's like the most brilliant thing because it's his voice that really takes it, and just the description and the way he's like clearly having fun.
Yeah.
It's not just like you're gonna die, you son of a bitch. He's gleeful in like describing this guy's end to him while he's like, no, please, Griffin, I'll be your partner, I swear. And he's just like, you'll have a real thrill. And I think I remember reading the book when I was a kid, the book from H.G. Wells, and I was good.
Well, is it a good? Do you remember if it's a decent adaptation?
No.
No.
I don't remember a single thing about the book other than I enjoyed it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Yeah, just go see it. And a thing that you'll probably be amazed at is, okay, it's the special effects are poor by today's standards.
But for 1930,
1930, you were kind of amazed that they did this.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking of Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi's Dracula when he turns into a bat. It's just clearly just this weird thing on a string bouncing up and down. There's not really much in the way of amazing special effects. They take those electricity arcing mechanisms and wow, amazing. Not really. This was he's pulling the bandages off his head. He's moving around. He's lighting a cigarette and having a smoke. And it actually looks pretty decent for the time. So that was really impressive. And Claude Rains is his voice work on it was just amazing.
You say 1933 like it's an accomplishment.
I think
back then, yeah, that was that somebody really put some thought into from what they were saying. Claude Rains was in a completely black room wearing a black body stocking so you couldn't see him against the background, and then they would put his coat on and put the wrap bandages around him. And they would film that because that would be the only thing visible. So this way, when he took it off, he looked like he wasn't there. And then they somehow, I guess, did a double exposure or something on the film. I don't know, but
yeah, well done.
Really well done. Yeah,
it still looks good. So this played on TCM a few weeks ago, I think, and we actually watched it off the TCM app. The host said that I think originally Boris Karloff was supposed to play.
Yeah.
The Invisible Man, but I guess he wanted too much money.
Contract dispute.
Budget cuts.
The studios trying to underpay their talent.
They didn't want to give him the raise they promised him. So
he was like, later for you, suckers. And James Whale, the director, actually was like, okay, that's fine, because I actually had this other guy, Claude Rains, in mind. And he, like you said, this was his first speaking role, and
yeah,
most of the film
a
hinges
stage actor.
Right. Most of the film hinges on his voiceover work, actually, or his voice work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just magnificent from top to bottom. Short film, really well done. According to IMDb trivia, I found this interesting. The first time Claude Rains' daughter ever saw her father in a movie was in 1950 when he took her to a showing of The Invisible Man at a small Pennsylvania theater. While the film was playing, Rains was telling his daughter all about how it was made. The other theater patrons stopped watching the movie and instead listened to Rains' anecdotes.
It's like the DVD extras.
Yeah, even before.
1950 DVD extras. Just go watch Claude Rains' movie with him.
That's amazing. Yeah. I would have loved to. It's too bad there isn't like a recording of that. I bet it's fascinating.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go around the table and get numbers. I'm going to start with you. What do you think? 1 to 10.
I give this an 8.
I too would give it an 8. Olive G, 1 to 10.
7.
7. Gigi.
I think 8's also a good number.
3 8s and 1 7. Absolutely do yourself a favor and check out 1933's. This movie is almost 100 years old. Isn't that wild?
90.
90 right now.
It's 90 right now. That's right. That's right. In 10 more years, it'll be 100. So, yeah. So, 90-year-old The Invisible Man. Still entertaining. A lot of fun. Short. An hour and 11 minutes. I guess rated G. There's nothing objectionable.
I mean, aside from all the killing.
I mean, it's...
I would probably say I would say
so-
PG.
It's
Really?
so not graphic
For
that
the
it's hard to
killing. Graphic.
believe that he's like actually killing. Like when there's the old man's getting wheeled out or like carried out, I was like, wait, he actually died?
Yeah.
Because it was. I just thought that he got.
Well, I think
killed,
because some parents really object to just killing in general,
right,
and
right.
stuff. It's
Even
like,
the
what?
sniff of it.
And then the word kill or murder. Remember when we were a kid, they weren't even allowed to say that on cartoons?
Yeah.
That was like crazy.
They still don't say that in certain cartoons.
No, I remember. I mean, on Gravity Falls, they used
Gravity
the word
Falls
murder.
is like an exception. Like I listen to other cartoons and they just like refuse to say it, and then I hear it in Gravity Falls. I remember I heard that in that show and I was like, oh wow, they actually said it, because I've just noticed that in like everything else they don't. So
Yeah, they were always like, "I'll destroy you" or "I'll end you" or something.
yeah,
It's just
come
like
up with some stupid
nobody
thing.
says, "I'm gonna kill
I will
you."
destroy you and everybody you love.
Exactly.
Anyway, yeah. So
Oh my gosh.
I'd probably say it's a PG movie.
So according to the Parents Guide, there's 2 instances of sex and nudity.
Really? What?
Griffin implies he intends to use his invisibility to rape women, though it never occurred. It never happened.
He does use the word rape. Yeah.
Alternatively, it is possible that wrecking is what he actually said. Number 2, the Invisible Man is naked throughout many scenes of the movie, but since he's
Alright.
invisible, nothing is shown.
Come on.
Thing. How is that even a thing?
That's like saying somewhere somebody is naked
breathing.
right now.
It's like,
Parental advisory for the entire planet, because somebody is nude as we speak.
my God. So here's another fun fact. Alternate version. When the film was released to home video, Universal Studios replaced a snippet of music heard on the radio when Dr. Kemp is reading a newspaper in his house and the Invisible Man enters through a set of French doors. Universal was unable to secure the rights for the original music and replaced it, covering the original sound effects, the sound of the newspaper and the door latch. In the process, the original music and missing sound effects were restored to the 2012 Blu-ray audio. That's interesting. I mean,
Even back then, people
Even-
were complaining about rights, and
yeah.
lawyers are earning their money.
I guess this was a flop. The estimated budget on this was $328,033 for 1933. A $300,000 movie. Is that right?
I
Is that
guess
possible?
that would be a super expensive movie nowadays.
The gross worldwide was only $27,105. So, not
Yeah.
even half. I guess the special effects would put it over the top, because Claude Rains wasn't a big actor by then.
Yeah.
All right. I hear yawning, and we're just going to wrap it up then. Absolutely. Check out 1933's The Invisible Man with Claude Rains, directed by James Whale. 1 hour and 11 minutes. We caught this on the TCM app from H.G. Wells. Is it novella?
Yeah, it was
Not a big book.
a pretty thin book.
And that's it from us, and we will bid everyone a
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
good night.